Hello and welcome back to the Potomac Curling Club. We're here for the 1:15 p.m. draw here on Saturday of the Cherry Blossom Bonspiel in 2023. We have on our featured sheet today the Dunnam matchup. We have the Parent Trap versus Sponsorship Perks. And I'll go through that list of team specifics in here in a little bit. My name is F.L. Etlin. I'm joined here with Todd Trivett. Is that how you pronounce it, Todd?
Trivett.
Trivett. I'm sorry. I got
fine.
a little excitable.
That's fine.
So Todd and I are here with you today from the booth, such as it is.
Yeah.
We have just finished with ice prep, and the teams will be taking the ice momentarily, but I know we were scheduled to start, and I didn't want anybody sitting around getting all anxious and stuff. So we're here looking out on pristine ice, having just been groomed for this occasion. Let's take a look and see what else we got going on the sheets today. And I'm going to try to pay attention to the chat. If anybody does chat in the YouTube feed, I will try to keep an eye on that. I make no promises as to my ability to do so well. But, we'll do what we can do and answer any questions that might come up. Let's So in this draw, we've got a bunch of teams here, which I'm going to pull up because I have been slacking in my preparatory duties for this. All right, I hear the bell. All right, the teams are going to start taking the ice here on sheet A. We have team Grek. And I'm going to probably mangle a bunch of names because I'm terrible at that sort of thing. But, they needed somebody on the mic, and you got me. So we have Jeff Grek, and we have Rob Young at vice, Scott DePalma at second, and Kate Trella at lead. And they are Red Rocks on sheet A. They're facing off against Hogged and Groggy. Hogged and Groggy is made up of the skip Bill Keene. Brandon, I'm going to just go with Brandon K because I'm going to mangle that very long name. Those teams are available on our website at curldc.org. Feel free to go take a look. We've got Tim Kirk at second and Chris Kramer at lead. Here on our feature sheet, as I mentioned, we've got the familial grudge match. I hear it's the featured game because it's awesome. I'm so excited for it. We've got Parent Trap versus Sponsorship Perks. Well, I found Sponsorship Perks first. They are playing yellow, and it's Scott Dunnam and Andy Dunnam with Julie Yeager and David Yeager. And they are playing against, let's see, there they are. Maybe. Well, I'll just look up here on the sheet. That's fine. We've got Mike Dunnam, Erik, I can't see the last name of, Kyle Conroy, and Lori Dunnam. So there you go. Lots of Dunnams, 2 on each of our teams here on our featured sheet. Continuing down the line on sheet C, we have Schlanger Danger against Team Bomber. Schlanger Danger is Dave Schlanger, Courtney Shaw, Brian Dauernheim, and Naomi Huang, and they are facing against Team Bomber. And that is cunningly hiding on my sheet here somewhere.
Good curling, have fun, everyone.
There they are. Tony Bomber, Dan Buck, Pete Zoromski, and Bob Matter. We are underway here on our featured sheet. Looks like Red won the toss here. So that was Sponsorship Perk sliding out with the yellow rocks there for the lead rock of the first end of 8, we hope. We expect a very competitive game here on this sheet. And to conclude our lineup here today, we've got sheet D with Team English versus Team McNeil. Team English is Emily English, Allison Kemp, George Shirk, and Stacy Bishop. Last night I know George Shirk was vicing, but I don't know what order they're playing in today. But they are listed in the order I read them. And of course, Team McNeil with Alan McNeil, Dan Kennedy, Laura Dumfrey, and Stephen Johnson. There you go. I finally got all those words out. Congratulations me. Now I can watch curling. Sorry, Todd. Have you gone to sleep over there? My bad.
No, listening, rapt attention.
Rapt attention. I love it. All right. And John Sheets says, good luck to Parent Trap on the app here on the YouTube feed. It's a lovely day for curling here in Potomac, which is to say Laurel, Maryland. It's cold and it's rainy outside, so it's nice to be here in the warm room, watching people be active out in the cold out there in the ice shed. That's the last of the lead rocks here. All right, so we already have 2 rocks in the 12-foot. Sponsorship Perks is sitting shot at the moment, but both are still in the 12-foot. Wide open house still, other than those things in the middle, you know, the guard and the 2 rocks at the top 12. Still wide open. They're calling to draw around and utilize the fort that's been built. This is Julie Yeager sliding out to deliver her first stone of this game. Looks like they're just going to continue to build a bigger fortress, splitting apart those. That center line guard is now a center and a corner. Kyle Conroy throwing second for Parent Trap is in the hack now for his first rock of this first end. Thank you to those who have joined us here at the Potomac Curling Club. This is the 1:15 p.m. draw. And our featured sheet, sheet B. We'll keep giving you updates from the other sheets as we go along as well. All right, we continue to build a fort. We've got lots of guards and 2 rocks in the top 12. Plenty of end yet to go. Still calling for the draw. Of the teams that are currently on the ice, I'd say over on sheet D, Team English is the most Maryland kitted out. They've got matching Maryland jackets, and I know from watching their game last night that their undershirts are also Maryland apparel and Potomac branded. It's really impressive
Oh, those are cool. I want to get one of those. Say those are cool. Those are very cool. I want to get one of those.
They're very cool. You notice I said they are very cool, but not that I wanted to get one of those. Actually, they are pretty cool. I was told last night by Stacy Bishop, though, that they are kind of like all polyester, and they found they needed wicking clothing underneath because they kind of are close. So just bear in mind, if you get the same product, you may want to wear a wicking shirt underneath. But they do look cool. Sweepers are both on the same side of the rock, working hard, doing a straight run back. Oh, except not as. All right. That was not bad there. They ran that red rock back and repositioned the stuff in the house. And I think yellow is still shot, but it's a little bit cleaner. They've got their rocks segregated now. I didn't know we were doing that these days, but we've got yellow on our right as we look down the sheet, and red on the left as we look down the sheet. I'm sure they will mix it up here shortly. First advice, rocks is away. Thrown by Andy Dunnam. They're trying to draw around the outside of all those red rocks and come on into the fortress. That looks pretty nice, but it might hang out a little wide. And it's just a hair deep. So pretty good shot. It's going to the back 8. It's currently shot, but I'm not sure it's very well covered. All right, an immediate call to just kind of come down and freeze to that rock that was just thrown. Red has hammer here, and I'm not sure that that's the call I would personally make, but it's awfully easy to call it from the warm room.
Yeah.
And as I was telling Todd, I am not the most strategic of people. I'm much more of a casual curler, so I'm sure my discussion of strategy is pretty, less than sophisticated. Hi, Hank. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. We're glad to have you here in the warmer warm room online. See, we've got a bet going on that Mark from Bucks is betting $20 that Dunnam wins. I think that's probably a pretty safe bet. I'm not sure you're going to get any takers on that one. I'm loving these Dunnam endgame, Dunnam and Dunnamer comments that are going on in the YouTube live chat. This is the last of the Vice Rocks here, being thrown by Parent Trap. Calling for sweeping right away and then off again.
That's usually a good sign.
Yep, on and off. That's usually a good sign. Oh, that looks pretty good. Oh, what a nice shot that was. Hit, roll in behind. I wouldn't exactly call it behind cover, but that certainly is a tricky port. They're calling for the hit right down that port. They're putting their broom on the edge of the stone they're trying to hit. they're going to have to skinny past that top yellow guard and have it going pretty straight. I was here last night, but I was watching over on the edges, and I actually haven't watched the ice on this sheet yet, this bonspiel. So I don't know how straight it's running here. But I'm looking forward to finding out how this shot goes. It's going to be exciting. So this is the first of your skips shots here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's a Dunnam throwing this. I believe that is Mike Dunnam. They're sweeping. I think they're going to clip the red. All right, well, they opened it up a bit. Still well protected through that, but more open than it was. Nice discussion of what they want to do with this. I think they're talking about maybe tapping something up. Let's see. Or taking out the yellow in the back. They're discussing back and forth. Guard. Take out the yellow in the back. I think they're going for the hit in the back now. So it's hard to tell from this angle, but I think red is currently sitting 1. Get the overhead view somewhere. Let's see. Where are we at? Yeah, I think so. It's hard to tell, but I think red's sitting 1 and yellow is second shot.
Yeah, I would say that's right.
And they've changed their shot now. I think they're going for the guard to protect the one they've got. And then they'll worry about that yellow outrider in a minute. It is back of the tee line. I like that idea. Oh, well, nope. Nope, they changed it up. Back to the hit.
Okay.
They have to get around that red guard, which is half covering the yellow, but it's, oh gosh. All right. Rocks away. Oh, maybe they're guarding, but from the other side. With that weight, that must be what they've done. That makes me happier. They're just cleaning the rock, and it looks like it's going to go right through the port, maybe? Yep, right through the port. You know, sometimes the best guard is a second point, Todd.
Yep, that's right.
Now that is a tempting target through there. I absolutely agree with trying to get through that port and see if you can get 1 or 2 of those red out and sit, you know, 2. This is the last of the yellow skip stones with the hammer for red yet to come. This is a high pressure shot here in the first end. Presuming they're shooting north, this should be Scott Dunnam throwing his last shot of this first end. Sweepers are going with it, getting ready. Just got to clear that top rock. Oh, what a great shot.
Wow.
Well done. That's a beauty. That's a beauty. So now yellow is currently sitting 2 with their rocks kind of half covered, quarter covered by that red stone out in front. They're just talking about doing a little tap and roll in to get to the center. They could also just as well draw and use that as plan B. They just need to get into the 4-foot for a point. But excellent play by Sponsorship Perks here in the first end. So Mike Dunnam of Parent Trap is about to throw his last rock of this first end. This is hammer. Looks like sheet D has the first measure of this draw. George Shirk is coming over looking for the measuring device. politely waiting until this hammer rock is away. Sweepers are sort of sweeping, sort of cleaning, massaging the ice a little bit. Here comes that rock. It's looking pretty good. It's got to get to the inside face of that yellow one to make it work. Not quite. That was a beauty of an end, though. I believe that was one yellow. We'll wait till they hang it to be sure. So that's a steal of, I think, one. Indeed, a steal of one. Of course, those of us who are familiar with curling know that means that the team that scores is now going to shoot first in the next end. So that means that yellow is once again going to lead us off here. That would be sponsorship perks. I'm continuing to catch up on the chat, and it is just an unending delight right now. Sheet C has hung their score as well. It looks like
one yellow's across the board, and if the
yeah, it was a good end to be yellow. You're right. Well, except we don't know D yet because they're still measuring.
Right.
But it looks like it was 1 point for yellow on sheets A, B, and C in the first end. I think that was one here. And let's see what they do on D. Have we continued the trend?
One yellow.
All right, there you go. One yellow all along. Hang on.
Hi.
There you are.
There we go.
Hi, Bo.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good.
Welcome
good.
to the booth.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I realized that someone needed to step up because someone who signed up is actually playing a game. Mr.
Yes,
Dave.
he forgot to take his name off. He told me just before this event. But, you know, he had his mind on the game. I understand.
Okay. I can probably stay till 3:15 or so.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you here. Thank you. It's good to have somebody who can talk actual curling instead of me who's just making it up.
Oh, I don't know. After our game, I'm not sure I want to talk actual curling.
Okay, let's not. Let's just talk about other stuff.
Okay. No, I think we played okay.
Great.
We've had an okay game. Of course, this is kind of like watching Dunnam play Dunnam is kind of like watching Grandmaster Chess.
Yes, indeed. I've got the chat room up as well if you want to address anything that's happening there as we go.
Thank you for streaming. I play with members from Roanoke Valley. Okay, thank you, Roanoke Valley. Dunnam and Dunnamer, I like that very much.
Yeah.
You miss all the takeouts you don't throw, Wayne Anderson, Michael Scott. That's how I feel. I always just want to get rocks out of there. Now, granted, it's because my draw weight's terrible, but
I'm making notes for the next time we play, which may be the first time we play. I don't recall.
You ever play matinee?
No.
Okay.
Sadly, I have a day job. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, I occasionally do, but occasionally don't. That's the joy of freelancing and substitute teaching and whatever else I do.
Well,
that's
good.
supposedly constructive.
Maybe one day I'll break free. Maybe I'll have a doctor's appointment one day. Oh, wait, don't put that on the air.
So we got through lead rots on our featured game with everything in the house, which would make Courtney mad. Oh, Courtney's about to throw on C, actually. Courtney would disapprove of that strategically.
Well, you know, second end ice is a little faster than first end ice. Honestly, you know, who
True.
knows? There.
Yeah, our first end ice today, and we played on sheet B. Hopefully you didn't see it.
I did not.
Yeah, we played okay.
So your first end ice on sheet
Oh,
B?
our first in ice on sheet B was incredibly slow.
Okay.
In the.
Well, we're coming off a fresh scrape for this draw. So.
Yes, we are. Yeah, but the 10-15 game, there were some hogs and there were some. Okay, want this top 4. Oh, it's a 1 guard. Okay.
I bet it sped up fast after that.
It did. It did.
And we're all playing the same ice.
That's right. You get 32 people out on the ice, and that happens.
It does indeed. You'll notice if you glance across the scoreboard, but in the first end, every yellow team got 1 point.
Wow.
Very even-handed, easy to keep track of for those that are commentating.
I feel like for the most part, a lot of the games this weekend have been very tight. I mean, our game was very tight today until we gave up 5 in the last end and shook hands.
Well,
and even then, of course, the funny thing is, even then, I didn't think we played that badly. It was just, every once in a while, a shot. I mean, the classic example that I give when I talk with people who are new to curling is you go back and look at the 2018 gold medal final that Schuster won.
Oh yeah.
Where Nick was the dean, had basically a 50% shot. Mm-hmm. And that meant that it sat out to where Schuster could hit it and get a double and score 5.
Yep. And the crowd went wild.
Yeah, if that rock rolls a little bit more, I think Schuster at best is shooting for 2.
Absolutely.
So
it's a game of millimeters.
Yep.
These sweepers are working very hard most of the way down the ice, called off just before the hog.
Yes, they are. It's giving me terrible flashbacks of the game I just played where I should check my heart rate from that. see where it wound up today. Yeah, it was quite interesting. There will be Dunnams, 1 in Dunnam. Oh, our draw thing still, our title still says Ace Trainers versus the Rise of Broomshooter. That was actually our game.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
It was such a good game that we decided to leave the name intact.
I mean, luckily we have the actual teams that are playing listed in the top on the action scenes, and really, isn't that what it's all about? Unless you're trying to go back later and watch your own game.
I think people know what they're watching here.
I think so. I think so.
And have we explained who's who on this game?
I went off the little sheets that are hanging up there, but I can't really see them from here, so I think I got it right. More or less. Feel free to elaborate.
Well, what's interesting here is you have, Scott and Andy Dunnam, who are part of a team that I believe finished 4th in the last U.S. Men's National Championship. Their team is called Sponsorship. Oh, and by the way, they both grew up in Philadelphia. Andy is now a member of Potomac because he has a job moving down here. They are playing with 2 people who they're playing with Julie and David Yeager. The Yeager law firm sponsored the Dunnams. So their sponsors get to come out and play with them. So that's kind of cool. And they are from Diamond State, which is not too far from us in Delaware. And the team they're playing, Parent Trap, that's the Dunnam's parents. Mike is the skip. Lori, at least earlier in this, has been playing lead. And then they have Erik Sheets and Kyle Conroy. I think they're both from Potomac, aren't they?
Kyle certainly is.
Kyle certainly is. I
think Erik is as well.
I think so.
All right, nice run back, double take.
Nice. And a thumbs up from, I believe that's Erik.
You can also see on your live feed here, we also have the cameras showing sheet C. So you can watch some action from that as well. You've got Schlanger Danger and Team Bomber.
That is quite a matchup because the Schlanger Danger, I was told to pronounce it yesterday, 4 fantastic players from Potomac with Naomi Huang, who part of the Chinese Taipei team that has won promotion out of Division B in Women's World Championship ladder. Courtney Shaw, of course, Brian Dauernheim, and of course Dave, their skip. The team they are playing, Team Bomber. Yeah, the team they are playing, Team Bomber from Appleton, Wisconsin. You may see the very cool Appleton logos on there. we know very well how good they are because they thrashed us in the first game. And it was not, we were not playing terribly. They just hit shot after shot after shot. Now, of course, right now, they have some work to do because there are 5 rocks.
All of them red.
All of them red. So a bit of work to do, but Tony Bomber, of course, people say that he should be wearing an aviator jacket. And apparently he is a pilot. There were a lot of people from the Bomber Brigade following him yesterday. I do love Dirty Deeds Dunnam Dirt Cheap. That is fantastic.
That is.
Yes. And, of course, I'm wearing a Classic Rock T-shirt right now. I'm wearing a Major League Baseball, and it's a image of Geddy Lee that looks like the Major League Baseball logo. And obviously Lee instead of league, and base, B-A-S-S, ball. I realize that it's not as funny when you have to explain the joke, but you can't actually see my shirt from here, so. And, of course, you have to be at least slightly aware of the great Canadian band Rush to know who that is.
I think pretty much everybody is, if I am, and that is.
Well, they went through an interesting surge of popularity when they made their comeback after Neil Peart's daughter and wife died in the late 90s. And then they came back in the aughts, and since then they just became really hip. They used to be the band everybody hated. Speaking of hating, I don't think Tony Bomber liked that shot.
Not at all.
Because he
That
pushed
was
a red right into part of the button, and how do you score now? I mean, you essentially would have to draw to the pin, and I think the obvious call here is that Dave is going to,
Top
Brian
12,
is, Brian is pointing to it right now.
Yep, it's a double purpose. If you can put it there on the top 12, it's both another guard and another point to really stress out the opposition.
Yep.
My favorite kind of guard is another point.
Well, it's nice when you're leading you're throwing guards because that means the first 3 on your team probably did something right.
Indeed.
Yeah. We did not have our lead throwing guards at all this weekend, which does not speak well to my play as second.
Do you have more games, Bo?
Nope, I'm done.
All right, wow.
I go to rehearsal and I go home and see my daughter before she goes back to college. Is this the hammer on B, by the way?
I don't think so.
No,
I think this is the first of the Reds skip shots. I think they've got another 2 rocks yet to come, 1 yellow, 1 red.
Got it.
We are playing to the back of the house at the moment.
Yep, and on sheet C, Dave's shot went considerably farther than a guard, and Courtney Shaw got up and swept it to make sure they didn't leave backing for Tony Bomber just to draw into. They're wearing some old school Midwestern football shirts. That's Calvin Johnson and I believe maybe Reggie White. So I recognize them all because I am old. And because I've always been a football fan. And actually a fan of Calvin Johnson, actually a fan of Reggie White, actually, well, I used to be a fan of Brett Favre, but things have gone. Brett Favre's post-football career has taken some not so good turns. So, Tony, what do you have here to avoid giving up a bundle?
Especially given that he scored in the first end with his 1, and that means he does not have hammer.
Correct. So he needs to
cuddle up and be real cozy on that button rock. He needs to curl right down to it and corner freeze to it and try to hold him to 1. I think that's the best he's going to be able to do here, and that's a tough shot.
That is a very tough shot.
Well, we'll see how he does. It's away. And, of course, on our feature sheet, we are curling to backing here, trying to do what you can do to minimize the damage, but I don't think you're going to get over to that backing. Unfortunately, it's just going to sail on through.
Scott Dunnam did not like that, and I don't think, oh, my goodness, Tony Bomber, your shot has gone.
Oh, dear.
Oh, this is going to be a wide open hit for 7.
Yep. You can hit or draw here.
They could, hey, if they really wanted to have fun here.
They could try to wick on for 8.
Could try
Let's
to
not
wick.
do that.
No.
No, I think that the draw is probably in Dave's wheelhouse more than the hit, but he can do a controlled tap. Either way, if you get this draw in, I believe they are currently sitting 6, so they could
Wow.
put up a 7 with either the hit or the draw.
Well, that's what I get for saying that everything.
We're going for a
everything's been tight.
blank end here
Yeah,
on our
speaking of
featured
tight,
sheet.
yeah, that is a blank on B.
That's an excellent strategic move there.
Yep. It's interesting how different teams play that. There was a game, I think Topper Waters team Sake was playing Team RPI, the youngsters who are graduates of RPI, including our very own Chris Seeley as their skip. And they kept offering Topper a chance to blank, and he did not take it. He would always shoot
Take
for
the one.
Take one. And it looks like
This is gonna be
Schlanger
just
Danger
fine.
will be pretty happy to. Oh, is this going to be swept out?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think
not
it's still
quite.
a draw for 7.
I think that's still 7.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that was a statement end.
Yeah.
We will update you on the other sheets as they hang their scores. We were riveted by the action here on sheets B and C, and I honestly was not paying as much attention to the edges. I apologize.
Yeah, we apologize for it's always a little difficult for us to keep an eye on A and B without neglecting what we have going on. Sheet D is an all Potomac match, or yeah, Team English is all Potomac, right?
Yep.
That's George Shirk and Allison Kemp and Emily
Emily English.
and Stacy Bishop.
Yep.
Probably not quite that order.
That's correct. Not that quite that order.
And Team McNeil, a really fun mix-up of 2 of our most experienced players, Al McNeil and Dan Kennedy, with 2 people who are technically first years. Started curling in the Saturday morning program that I helped run, and a few other programs like that late last year. Joined up this year, and they have been doing pretty well. Stephen Johnson and Laura Duffy.
I love going to bonspiels with people who are new to bonspieling. It's great fun.
Yeah.
The only thing better would be as if they traveled for it. Any bonspiel is a good bonspiel. All right, our third end is underway. We're still sitting with a score of 1-0 in favor of sponsorship perks here on our featured sheet B, the Dunnam Dilemma. I see we've got some more options here in the, we've got the House of the Rising Dunnam.
House of the Rising done very good.
And these are not the Dunnams you're looking for. Mark from Bucks and Daniel Pearson are fighting it back and forth here, enjoying the duel.
Of course, I'm Southern. I could always throw in some grammatically incorrect things like, he done a messed up that shot.
I don't know if you're going to get a chance to say that on this sheet very much.
No, probably not. Well, it's really tough to top Dirty Deeds done in dirt cheap, actually.
It really is.
I like my states well done them. It's kind of a stretch. Done them and dusted.
Did I say I was glad you joined the team here?
I
did, and I meant
yeah, well, you know, I love doing this, and I messed it up this time by deciding to play.
Well, you fixed that. Well done.
Yeah, so fortunately I managed to lose.
It was strategic the whole time.
Right. Actually, no, I would have been off during this time anyway. I would have had to return at 6:30, which means I probably would have had to leave my rehearsal early today.
So it works out okay.
It works out okay. So, yeah, it's kind of the I don't know, best case scenario, but a good case scenario, which is that I'm pretty pleased with how we played, but I don't have to come back tonight.
Okay, works out.
Yeah. Debating whether to come out tomorrow because, I mean, I do. It's fun to be here during this meal.
It is.
Yeah.
And who doesn't love the people getting piped onto the ice?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I mean, nice when you're the one being piped, but it's also really cool to watch.
It was fun when I was the organizer for Embassy Row. That was quite a thrill. I forgot to say to the pipers, which I deeply regret, but other than that, it's just because it's sort of the last act of all the work you've done for months to put things together, and
yeah,
knowing that there's very little else that could go wrong. Once they are out there and it's celebratory, yeah. That I've been piped on once, and that was during the big spiel when I was in the final, which we won. I was playing with Michael Dobbs, which helped.
Yeah.
So
clever planning.
Yeah. So that was fun, but being the Bondsfield coordinator, that even topped it, just because it again, it was just so rewarding.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah, and I fist bumped everyone who went out when they lined up by the hockey rink, including someone who was my teammate at the beach spiel in Wilmington, North Carolina, who was from Coastal Carolina, and I convinced her to come up for Embassy Row to play on a team of individuals, and they made an event final and won it. She also won an auto repair kit in the raffle.
Oh.
So.
I think over on sheet C.
Courtney's delivering.
Yeah, I think they're going to be trying to keep this pretty clean, although they've got rocks in the house, so maybe not.
Yeah. Picked off the yellow that was in there. So that's probably about what they wanted to do. And Courtney, a big fan of peeling the guard, as she is fond of saying in her strategy clinics. This is essentially a team of skips, much like Carrie Anderson's. Carrie Anderson, is that game still? I don't know. If you were watching the Women's World Championship, so let us know if Carrie Anderson won. But yeah, this team from Potomac on sheet C is very much a team of skips with Naomi and Courtney and Brian and Dave.
All right, back on our featured sheets. Looks like red is sitting 2. They're again playing to the back of the house.
They're setting the parent trap.
This is the first of the Vice Stones. We're halfway in, and there's a lot of rocks in play for just halfway through an end.
Yeah, our games tended to run really long because we had so many rocks in play. It was we had the game that we played at 7:30 in the morning, 7:15 in the morning, whatever it was.
That sounds like a punishment.
Yeah, we barely managed to start the 8th end before the time limit, and then that 8th end went for about 30 minutes. So
we are playing under a semi-clock situation. We do have a clock here for our players. When the clock turns red, you finish the end you're on and you're done. Is that correct?
Yeah, when it hits 0, that's it. When it hits 0, yeah, you can finish the end that you're on. In fact, the game that I was playing today, we had 1 minute left when the 7th end ended. But that was also the end in which we conceded 5, and so we did not bother to play that last end.
Right. Well, and I believe that in the interest of safety, the next end is considered started after you have agreed to the score. So it does not require you to be in the hack and throwing a rock before it clicks to 0.
Yeah, it's actually, or I'm pretty sure it's the same rules here, but it's when the last rock comes to rest.
Oh, to rest?
So
okay.
you can still take time to decide who scored.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Even better. I approve.
Yeah. Now, granted, there are some, you could easily end up with some Spirit of Curling type things where
we don't have those problems here.
Yeah, or if you have 30 seconds, right, where you have 30 seconds left and you're up 1, and
that would be a horrible thing to do, and I trust that no one here would do that.
Right. Yeah, and we and our opponents from Columbus today sped up enough that we were certainly going to get the 7th end in. So. It's really amazing to watch players like the Dunnams, and I think Andy has just delivered the last 2 rocks, who get down low enough on the ice that they could practically lick it. So. And there's one player, I think it's B.J. Neufeld or E.J. Herndon from and a lot of those Manitoba players.
The tuck slide.
They get pretty low to the ice, but I think it might be E.J. Herndon, who looks like he's playing pool and just lining up his shot, or he's competing in skeleton, where your chin is unnervingly close to the ice.
Yes. The last of the Vice Rocks underway here on our featured sheet. Sweepers are on it.
We have 38 people watching. Wow. Let us know who you're rooting for, and we will be sure to annoy you. No. And sometimes if we hear that you're following someone in particular on an outside sheet, we will try to help you out a little bit. I have not really seen who's playing on sheet A. But sheet D, again, is McNeil versus English. That's fairly easy to figure out, as we know all of those people. Right, we are endeavoring to look at our spreadsheet now. Pool play R2 as opposed to pool
Well,
play
this is
P2.
that. So if you go to the teams here, you'll be able to look at the
Oh, I
teams.
see. Okay, so
this
115.
is.
Oh, we have Greg from Potomac, although Plainfield insists they're all from there. And they are playing against Hogden Groggy, which is a team name that we like, and don't remember. Oh, that is Ben Keene.
Yeah.
And that's Columbus, but more or less here. Well, Ben is here now.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the fun thing about our club. Or in the DMV, everyone's from somewhere else to some extent.
I like to say it's a very transient area.
It is.
We have a lot of coming and going,
Yeah.
which is nice for curling because you get to see friends from all over the country and sometimes other countries
Yeah.
coming through and visiting or coming back and curling for a year or three.
That's right. Sometimes it's sad when you see people. We had a relatively new curler last year, and she would do our webcasts, and we just all loved her. And then she moved to Alabama. Ariel.
Sheet A updates for B. Well, all
Ben
right.
Keene says sheet A,
Well,
please.
shouldn't he
Ben's
be out
playing
there?
on sheet A, isn't he?
I mean, he's supposed to be. Maybe he's not out there today.
Is that Ben at the far end? Holding the broom?
I mean, I'm not wearing my glasses, so you can tell me. I'll wait till he comes down to this end to tell you
It's a
that.
bit like Ben. On sheet C, Tony Bomber is throwing one beltway weight.
I call that one compressor weight.
Compressor weight, okay.
Yeah, compressor's out back out there.
True. If they're coming toward us,
It's parking lot weight.
It's parking lot weight,
Yes.
exactly. Yes.
Because beltway's a long way off. That would be throwing it overhand.
If you're throwing really, really hard coming our way, it's supposed to be swimming pool weight.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Or maybe towards the tail end of spring when the ice is melting.
Right.
That's all swimming pool weight.
You could also throw hockey rink weight, but that means you'd be throwing it sideways, and that would not be a good thing.
Great. Boy, that's a lot of rocks behind the tee in our featured sheet here. Currently, I think red is sitting 1.
I think so. I think red is 1, yellow is 2, red is 3, yellow is 4, red is 5 and 6 and 7.
Yet we do not have the traditional Christmas tree
Right.
configuration. We just got a pile of rocks back there.
Right. Meanwhile, on sheet C, there is 1 rock in play. And there's probably about to be a second.
Indeed.
And unfortunately for Tony Bomber, the most he can pick up in this end is 1.
Which is not going to do a lot to put a dent in it.
No, I think he would probably rather blank this, but Dave is
They
going
are
to
going to
try.
sweep that rock as far as they can to try to get it in and make that possibility very challenging. Nice sweeping.
Yes.
I think Courtney's used a lot of her spoons right there.
Yeah.
Little adjustment to the broom here on sheet B.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm not used to playing a Spiel schedule after playing 4 games in how many hours?
Ben
What-
is
what?
indeed at his son's all-county choir performance. So we will keep you informed, Ben.
Good luck to.
I
Word,
didn't
I believe.
see who was there in your place, but sorry to whoever we've neglected to mention out there.
Okay, well, they are on. Jeff Greck is throwing his last, Ben.
And it's currently tied up 1-all, which you
Yep.
can probably see at the little update things we put across now and again. But
All right. So we'll tell you what happens after Tony Bomber throws his hammer on C. Is he going for the double, or is he just trying to hit and
I
stick
think he's
for
just
one?
trying to hit and stick, although I could be wrong. Tough angle. No, it's just a hit and stick, we
Yeah.
hope.
And he has no problem with that.
Is he going to roll too far?
Is he?
Yep, I'm afraid so.
Oh,
It is a
no.
steal of 1.
Oh, my
So that's on
goodness.
sheet C.
Oh.
That hit was good, but the roll was a little too lively.
All right, so on sheet A, whoever is playing Skip in place of Ben is staring at 2 red in the house. He is, it looks like the shot is hit and stick. He does have a guard to contend with, so he can't just fling it at compressor weight. But,
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a controlled weight
yeah.
tap back.
And this is a left-hander.
Oh, it's Andy. Andy Inglis is playing.
Oh,
Okay.
Andy English is playing. Okay.
Thank you.
Is Judy? No, Judy's not on that team, I don't think. Okay, Andy gets past the guard. Is he too wide? I don't
I think it's
know.
good. I think
no,
it's
this
good.
looks good.
That's a beautiful tap back for 1.
Okay. So, Ben, that was a fairly routine hit for 1 for Andy, so you're up 2-1.
After 3.
Yep.
All right, we are at Hammer Rocks here on the featured sheet.
Yep.
The Dunnam dilemma.
Yep. So, the parent trap. Staring at 1 yellow. Now, can they chip that out and get 2 or even?
I think maybe even 3, maybe 2. That's hard to say. Hard to say from this angle.
I'm looking at a different angle, and I think this would just be for 2, but I'm not entirely sure because
No,
they're.
let's see. He looks like it's
Yeah.
hanging out a little more. There he comes.
Or it could be a steal of 1, which is what this is looking
Hmm.
like. Yeah, that is a steal of 1.
Okay,
Hey, everybody misses those shots sometimes.
that is true.
Yeah,
And this has been an all sponsorship perk experience so far.
when I played Band of Johnsons yesterday, they kept putting up rots on the wings, and I kept throwing very easy takeouts that I make about 80% of the time, and went 0 for 4. So they were just able to. So, you know, our strategy of letting Cody Johnson put rots wherever he wants did not really pay off for us. But fortunately, the second half of that game went a bit better, and came down. We came up about an inch short of tying it. So.
Sounds like it was an exciting game, if not the outcome you were looking
It
for.
was, and you know, when you can play a good team that close, you can't really complain too much. They're kicking rots away on D. We did not see what happened. There were, by my count, 37 stones in the house.
I thought it was 36, but I'm not going to argue that that's a long way off. And again, I'm not wearing glasses, so
You know,
it's just a blur of stones.
I once mentioned how, you know, I'm co-coordinator of our Saturday morning program. I do a lot of rentals, work with our open houses. So I teach a lot of newbies how to curl, and then other people teach them how to actually do it well. I sometimes explain to them about the physics of curling and about how, you know, you have the pebble and you have this rounded surface and so forth. And I said, but the thing is, if you asked 10 different physicists to explain how the curling rods actually work, why that all happens, you get 8 different answers. Craig Marquardt, member of our club who is a physicist, said, I'm offended by your comment. You would actually get 12 different opinions. On sheet A, I think the lead rock there was actually biting because they took a shot at it and missed. And Mike Dunnam shakes his head a little bit. They did hang a score on sheet D for
Looks like
that
Red took
end.
2 to tie it up.
That's a
So
2
it's
to tie
2
it.
all on sheet D.
Yeah, do we have the correct colors for that? Because McNeil was playing yellow. Is that what we have?
Good question. That's the way I hung the little placards up on the window, but that means nothing. Let's see. Yes, it's correct.
Okay, good. Okay, so so Team English scored 2 to tie it in the third end with him. And the ever-challenging decision for a skip, which is when you have 2 oddly placed guards, or the other team has 2 oddly placed guards, one center, one slightly off, which did a little curly Q spin at the end, and that might have put it biting.
I believe they're both biting, yes.
Yeah.
They're just going to draw around it.
Yeah. They could hit if they wanted to, but they could hit
either or both.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at this point, they kind of need some points, and sometimes you need rocks to score points, and to a certain extent, it doesn't really matter what the color is at first.
Yeah.
Although with this one hanging out there, I'm not sure it's going to last long.
Worth mentioning, we are not playing with the no-tick rule, so we are not complicating things too much. And we actually played, I forget who we played yesterday, who made just an impeccable tick shot. Two of them, in fact, we put guards up on the center line, and she just put them off to each side and left everything wide open. It was just like, did you bring John Landstein around here or what?
Nice double takeout on sheet D.
Who threw
for
that?
team,
Was
McNeil.
Okay, that must have been thrown by my buddy Stephen Johnson.
All right, so shook up the guards a little bit here instead of doing that takeout that was called for. Now we've got a center biter guard and a top 8-foot yellow right behind it, and that red rock must have had its force field in operation.
And they can't see too much of that yellow, so I don't think that's the call. I mean,
you could double them.
You certainly could double these.
You could probably even double them and flip a little to the left to make that shot on the shot rock a little harder. Well, the soon to be, yeah, it's still shot, that red rock. Let's see what they're doing here. They're doing something with them yellow things. Maybe? Or are they just guarding? Again, you need rocks to score points. So
yeah, it depends.
The guard's a good call.
You know, we're far enough into the game that you really do need to be looking at the scoreboard, and
they're guarding. Let's see how they do.
They're guarding, and
they're
the
sweeping
sweepers.
Hard.
Boy, my arms ache just watching this out of memory of how many times I had to do this weekend. Of course, the good thing about playing second is that when your lead makes you sweep 2 rocks really hard, you can come back and make him sweep the next 2 rocks really hard.
I was going to say you had a chance to bring your heart rate down, but I
no,
see where your head's at, okay?
I have much more sinister thoughts than that. I'm a journalist. I can veer toward the cynical sometimes.
Fair enough. Did you know I took a buyout from the Baltimore Sun back in the day?
I did not.
Yeah.
Cool.
So did my dad. We're one of the only 2 parent-child combinations to take buyouts that I know of from from that newspaper.
Yeah, I do not know any from USA Today who did that. I did not take a buyout. I just left.
Well, you know.
Because I had kids. And actually that was good because it meant that I got to freelance a lot for them afterwards because I left on good terms, which was good.
Excellent. Well, that shot wasn't as effective as they had in mind. They sort of got a little chip at it, and their shooter rolled out, and the red rock's still in place over on the tee line there in the 12-foot. Second shot. Yellow's still sitting shot.
Please welcome my skip, Jamie Belfontaine.
Hi.
Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
I've never been referred to. My skip, Jamie Belfontaine. That's
my captain.
quite the introduction. Hi, folks.
Hi, and we're coming off a 4-game stint where I think we played relatively well.
You know what? We challenged. We
We
went
did.
1 and 3. We expected 0 and 4.
Yeah.
We had fun, which I quite honestly will stand. I can say that is the point of this sport.
And the one team we really did not challenge that much is the one on sheet C that's down 8-1,
Oh, don't tell me that.
having given up 7 in the second end.
Wow. Who are they playing?
Oh, they're playing the
David
team of
Schlanger.
skips.
Oh,
from,
the power team from Potomac.
Yes.
Yes, Shaw, Dauernheim, Huang, and
Schlanger,
Schlanger.
as it's pronounced, at least for this weekend.
Oh, and for those of us who actually care, his name is Schlanger.
Yep.
He has a rock on sheet A called Schlanger Danger. And it's just meant to make announcers like us cross our eyes.
I think I threw your rock in our first game, Jamie.
You did. Yeah. That is the I'm not a witch, I'm your wife
Yeah.
rock.
It was-
So what are we looking at here? What's the game? What's going on?
Well, Parent Trap had one flash in the second, or no, in the third. In the second, it was just pretty far wide open, and Mike Dunnam just threw an open house for the blank. And in third end, came an unlucky flash, and that left one for the younger Dunnams. And also, Jamie, we have a pretty good competition going on in the chat to see.
Oh dear, are we playing the forward game again?
No.
No.
Did I win the forward game last night? I know that I fell asleep at one point, but did I win the forward game?
No, you did not. We are coming up with Dunnam-based movie puns. So has anyone suggested one and Dunnam?
Yes. That would come.
Fan.
They're not all movie puns. In fact, to me, the winner right now is Dirty Deeds Dunnam Dirt Cheap.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it. Yeah, and that one's ahead for me.
Oh, we have to tell Keith and Tim, being the
Absolutely.
the classic rock, hard rock fans.
Girls just want to have Dunnam? No. I'm walking back from that one.
We are on skip rots on C, and flash there for Dave Schlanger. And so Team Bomber has already split the house.
Now what do they do?
Yeah, they have a long way to go, but you're
Chip
not
away.
going to get 7 back in one end, probably.
Ooh, not in most games.
No. So
So actually, I do want to ask FL, as the more experienced skip and
golly.
curler.
I've
So-
already disavowed my curling knowledge, but go on.
So how do you defend? Like you've got shot, you've got hammer, you're sitting 2, they're split.
I know. Now
What's
what do you
the
do?
next move?
I mean, they've called for the center line top 12, which I like that
Which
call.
I like.
I think that's probably your best play.
Does it give something for red to come around behind?
The
or are you
problem is
not
then you
worried about
set
that?
yourself up for if red comes around behind,
Yeah, there's-
rocks. I mean, maybe,
Yeah.
but then they can just do a run back on their own and take you down and
Yeah.
get even more points. I don't know.
Because you want 4 here. You've got a really solid chance at 4.
And
Definitely
you'd be happy with
3.
3. And you still need to put this in a good spot. You need this in the house or close enough to split them on if necessary, but you want it in the house.
Yeah.
You want it high enough that you're not making an easy hit and flop, or worse yet, a hit and freeze.
Yeah.
Definitely do not want it behind the tee.
So it's really about avoiding giving them a chance to get their claws back into you. That's what I'm hearing.
this
Well,
looks
unfortunately, this
heavier
looks a
than they
little
want.
This is a
deep.
little
So
heavy.
if it were me, I would call for the freeze, like without even
Yeah,
a thought.
just
Just
sit on
freeze
the
right on
button,
that
freeze on
and
it, you've got
limit
backing
their
now.
points.
Yeah.
It is the hardest shot. You could do a double. There's a pretty easy double there.
Quick mention on
But what does
sheet-
that buy you?
Yeah.
It gives up the deuce.
Okay.
It's a harder
right,
shot.
right,
Gives up the deuce.
right.
Well, I don't know if it's a harder shot.
Yeah.
But, okay, so you call the double, you give up the deuce. If
Right.
you freeze, you're
You-
forcing them to 1.
But it's a much harder shot to throw the freeze.
Thank you.
Quick,
So it depends on what you would have played. Yes.
quick update on B. Eric Sheets with the last of the Vice Rods throwing for Parent Trap. A very nice corner freeze to get shot.
Ooh, yeah.
And buried fairly well, so certainly well enough that you're not going to really have enough weight to tap that anywhere.
So just going to
It's
come
not
down to
substantially-
it if you
although
can. This
that's
looks
what
like a
they're
little
trying.
light, maybe?
Of course, one thing about the Dunnams is that sometimes you can play them Jamie, you know this well. Sometimes you can play a close game against the Dunnams, and then they just pull out something from their toolkit that most mortals do not have.
Looks like Dave is going for the double takeout here.
The Dunnam throws.
He's got one and he's rolling out, so he's going to probably give up 3 at least potentially.
Yeah.
Still got to throw the draw here.
Yeah, wide open draw to the
3.
house. Yeah,
Yep.
just needs to touch paint.
So that is perhaps the hardest shot in curling. Draw
And
the wide open
as
house.
my third suggested to me this weekend, if I could hit the 8-foot on the wide open draw to the house, we'd have done a lot better. We give up a lot of points that we didn't have to.
Well, if I hadn't let Cody Johnson have easy shots to split the house on us, that also would have helped.
No.
Well, no, it would have helped. I'm not being too hard on myself there. I'm just saying it would have helped.
We had a good time this weekend.
We did.
The goal was fun.
And we had very cool shirts.
And we had the best shirts of the spiel, I would argue.
Yes.
Well, no, second best, because we did have a team last night dressed up as dinosaurs.
They were dressed up as dinosaurs earlier too.
Yeah?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we just played them.
Yeah. Well, they
And-
weren't dressed as dinosaurs when we did that.
Oh,
Yeah, and they played very. I think the analogy I made for them is that they showed up this morning still kind of tipsy.
That's not a dinosaur, that's a giraffe.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, they
Well,
showed this morning still kind of tipsy, and but they played really, really well the first couple of them. So I likened it to Jackie Chan's Drunken Karate.
Ah, Drunken Master.
Yes. So yeah, where they're. If you're totally relaxed, sometimes you can play pretty well.
And I think we have the Appleton team picked up 3 on that one,
Believe
right?
so.
Yes, yep. Tony Bomber was able to throw that clutch draw to the open house, which again is often the hardest shot in curling.
Right.
Do you hear that,
Now-
Andrea?
all right.
Do you hear that?
Now, we've told Ben Keene that we would keep an eye on
We
sheet
are
A,
looking
where
at
they are
A.
playing without his
Jeff
presence.
Breck throwing a straight hit with hammer?
Is there
right
a hit?
through.
No,
he
that's
just
a through.
Trying to blanket, I believe.
He's
Unless
just
that's
blanking.
I
That's
guess
a
that's
blank.
not biting
yeah.
over there.
Yeah, they're yellow rocks. They're just outside the 12, not
Easiest
biting.
shot in curling
All right, so that's a blank, and on sheet A,
to leave it 1.
it's
2 to 1.
2 to 1.
Yep.
Yep.
I
For
maintain that the
Canadian
easiest
geese.
shot in curling is
There's no
intentionally
Canadian
hogging
geese on
it.
this sheet. Canadian geese are not playing at the moment.
Oh, sorry, I saw the Canadian shirt. Who is the other team?
Oh,
on
my
sheet A?
goodness. What a very nice little tap raise.
Hogged and groggy.
From Scott Dunnam, who comes down the ice with a little laugh at the trouble that he has just put his dad in. Yeah, beat that, Dad.
Yeah. So far, our featured sheet has been entertaining. There's a lot of good shots being made here.
I'll be right back.
Sheet D, Al McNeil is about to throw hammer. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's. Or is it?
Throwing, yep, that's Hammer. Going to be throwing that against 2 red rocks in the house.
Yeah.
Looks like a straight hit and stick for 1.
Well, never get in a
That's
hit.
the goal.
Never get in a hit game against a stick curler.
Just
Now,
wait.
of course, if you're getting a hit for 1, that's when they have hammer, that's fine.
Yeah.
Stephen and Laura, our
That might roll out.
recently joined members,
Yep, I'm afraid that didn't work out. He hit it back at the angle,
they jammed.
rolled off, and jammed the rock that they hit on the other red, so it wound up being 1 red, steal of 1
Yep.
on sheet D.
All right,
Here comes the Hammer. Your
Mike
honor
Dunnam
features.
throwing it right to us. No,
It's coming right for me.
that's right.
Looks like a lot of weight. It needs to.
Yeah, that needs to curl a good bit. If it can make contact with that yellow and just,
Oh.
I think he
that's a
made
great
just
shot.
enough contact
Well
to
done.
get his single.
That was well played.
Yeah.
That was a tough shot and well executed.
Yeah, definitely not
Look at that.
not
Thing of
simple.
beauty.
So.
We have the advantage here in the booth that, of course, the live stream goes out, but there's just maybe a 5-second delay or some such. So after we talk about it, we can look down at the the YouTube channel and watch it again.
That's right. And depending on who's standing in front of us, we can also see it on sheet B, literally coming right for us.
Absolutely.
There's a significant viewership for this game next to us. It appears that we have Team RPI and some other people with Go Dunnam shirts. They're not specific about which Dunnams that would be.
Clever.
All right.
Then you're always on the winning team.
That's correct.
I like the shoes of the lead here.
These are wonderful shoes here from David Yeager of Sponsorship Perks, one of the sponsors of Team Dunnam.
They're really awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome, and they have played well. They are not. This is not Mr. Burns playing for the company bowling team. Yeah, Julie and David Yeager have shown that they know this game pretty well as well, which is very nice to see. The Dunnam parents joked with me that they started curling around, I think, 1986, and they stopped in 1993 because that's when one of the kids were, that's when the first kid was born. But the reality is that they did keep curling, and the Dunnams basically grew up crawling around the Philadelphia Curling Club.
Well, I think it shows. It's definitely a family affair here. And
yeah, which means that a lot of the kids that we see crawling around Potomac will surely be like that down the road.
we can hope.
Yeah. Well, we're sending some to juniors this year.
We do have a really excellent juniors program here at Potomac. It's very thoughtfully run.
Yeah, one of the parents of one of our distinguished juniors is one Brian Dauernheim, who's playing on Sheet C right now. Still fairly early in actually every sheet. I think every sheet has. Yeah, usually you have one slow sheet or one fast sheet. We are not seeing that here. Everyone is pretty much on first or second runs right now.
And considering Sheet D had a measure, that's actually pretty impressive that they've kind of kept pace with the rest.
Well, Alan McNeil is a veteran umpire or official. Been to many an elite level event, so a measurement is.
He spends a lot of time volunteering for the sport.
Yeah, and a measurement is second nature for him. He can measure curling rods more easily than I can measure a. I don't have an analogy.
I was waiting to see where this went. I turned to you with upraised eyebrows and everything, and there was
nothing there.
Right.
Oh, Bo, that's the only disappointment I've had from you this weekend, though. It's okay.
Yeah, well, you didn't see enough of my games.
Well, I did declare that I didn't watch a lot of curling here. This weekend, I was here attending bar yesterday, and that's way too much fun and entertainment at the bar to actually pay a lot of attention to anything except Sheet A.
It is, and I actually signed up to help at the bar a little bit, but I'm fairly clueless at that, and also we're in between when we have draws in progress. That's not when there's a mad rush. So, and again, this is a viewing audience now of
wow, there is quite a throng over here.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, at least 16 people watching this game. And 37 people watching it at home.
I mean, one of them is us, to be fair.
Oh, true. Okay, that's fair enough.
But this is like my home, so I'll go with at home.
There
sure.
you go. Well, of course, they could be watching somewhere other than home. They could be watching in the hotel room. They could be watching at a friend's house. Hopefully not watching in the car, that would be bad.
Unless they are not driving. They could be
driving.
passengering and updating the driver.
That's right.
I don't know if anybody is, on their way to or from Washington, D.C. to look at the cherry blossoms. It's a very cold, wet day, so
yeah.
I hope that you got your viewing in earlier in the weekend, which wasn't much better. But
yeah, it's unfortunate because the cherry blossoms apparently are peaking this weekend, which is
peak bloom. It's rare for us to have the cherry blossom bonspiel at the time of peak bloom. It happens pretty rarely. So.
Yeah, it worked out really well for that, but then it's just not really good weather for going out and seeing them. I have not really been in this area since 1998. I've never really had a good view of the cherry blossoms. I did take a boat trip on the Potomac once with my kids, and they said, okay, we got within about 400 yards of the cherry blossoms, and they said, okay, there they are. Like, okay, this is not what I expected.
I'm not a big fan of the crowd, so I tend to stay away from the live viewing, but it is beautiful.
Well, it's like Yogi Berra said, nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
Oh, okay.
We're looking at 4 red for Parent Trap on sheet B. Still, that was the last of the second trots, but
Well, yes.
yeah, and still obviously early in the end, but that's
Well, there's still one more yellow.
one more yellow second trots. Yeah,
That is correct.
obviously still early, but I get unnerved when my
When there's
opponent
4
has
rocks piled in the house and
yeah,
you've got nothing.
and
Yes.
we have none. Yeah,
That's not my favorite scenario either, as a skip, or a vice, or
a viewer.
a
at
viewer.
First. Yeah.
I mean, I don't usually play front end anymore because I'm lazy, and that's a lot of sweeping.
Drew Proctor points out that the weather does mean the tidal basin is not crowded, which is a plus.
That is
that's
very true.
But I lived in Wilmington, North Carolina for 3 years, and again, I mentioned the beach deal earlier. It was fun for me to go back to my old stomping grounds. And one of the fun things about living there is that sometimes you'll just have a random day in February or early March where it's 70 degrees, and you can go out to the beach, and it's a perfectly nice beach day, and tourists aren't there because you can't plan for that. So, Sheet C, incidentally, after they've traded a 7 and a 3 and so forth, this is looking more like a 0. Unless Tony Bomber can freeze to this.
Well, it's the first of the skip stones. There's still some end left to go.
Yeah, there's still.
Sweeping hard here on sheet B. They're getting their workouts in.
They are, and so that means we still have 4 red rocks and no yellow in that house.
And they yellowed.
Let's see what Tony's doing here. A freeze might be a decent. Yeah, they're treating this fairly delicately, so this is obviously not a straight hit. They
are hitting.
At the way it's coming in, it's going to end up as a straight hit.
I think they're going to hit and try to roll off that red that's just biting the 4-foot. So hit that one that's on our left.
Oh,
as we look down the sheet.
I was looking at sheet C.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at sheet B. I guess we ought to declare which sheet we're talking about.
Right.
No wonder we're confusing the viewers more than normal. Maybe not more than normal.
Yeah,
I'm just giving us props for being more clear than we actually are.
Yeah. On sheet C, I was really thinking Tony would freeze to that. I think that was probably the intent, but it came in a little bit too hard. And
Gotcha. Well, here on sheet B, you got a rock with some heat. Little Moxie going for the compressor. Sweepers are on it. Trying to hit and roll back. And it's going to come out pretty well. A little tap. Oh, yeah. Double takeout. So that cut the number of red rocks down precipitously.
yeah. Well, again, that's one of the things when you play the Dunnams is that they will. You can play them evenly for a while, but then they'll just have that shot that is not in my toolkit or.
Got some Moxie on this shot from Dave Schlanger, or however we're supposed to pronounce it. Unfortunately, I think it just sailed out a little bit on him and missed his target.
So
I can throw that shot.
So at the very least, a force here for Tony Bomber from the Appleton, Wisconsin club, because there's only one more red rock to throw, and there are no other red rocks in play. He's going to see if he can make it a little bit more difficult. On sheet B, an interesting attempt to chip out this yellow, and it
is
works.
successful. The shooter rolled out, but
Shooter rolled out in the 2 red. Oh, and immediately. Oh, I guess he's saying hit and roll.
Yep, hit and roll to try to freeze to the rock that's behind the tee. I like the call.
Yeah.
Nice tight ice here. They are not mucking around with their speeds, I think.
And by the way, Ben, if you're still tuned in, sheet A, there is nothing in the house, and they're in skip rods, and I don't think anything's going to be in the house. They seem to be allergic to having rods in the house.
I think they're trying for a draw here with the red team.
Yeah. Sheet B, there's your hit. There's a little bit of a roll, but not enough to cover that red, and so So I think Mike Dunnam is looking at
Probably a gentle weight hit and roll, maybe.
yeah. I think that makes sense. If you can, in fact, if you can hit and come in from an angle and hit and kind of stick right there, you would have your
double takeout?
Your redstones lined up. Yeah, that's the thing. When you're playing the Dunnams, anything's a double takeout.
Well, there's that.
Right. On sheet C, Tony Bomber put one. To say he split the house would be an understatement, but that just means that Tony Schlanger, Dave Schlanger just has to get one full 12, not even full 12, to get his single. Of course, that is most definitely a force now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well played.
Sheet B, a little.
Okay.
Well, that might not be a double at this point.
It's
Sheet
well
A, by the
separated.
way, Ben, this is the last rock for the yellow team.
They're out on the wings,
Yeah.
throwing the hit.
Right, because there is a red that is biting that is actually kind of frozen to a
I
yellow.
don't
It's out
think
of
it's going to
play.
get back.
Oh, that's
that's
gonna
going to be
take
a
out-
steal of one.
Oh,
So it's all tied up, I think.
no,
yeah?
red's got.
Oh, they got another. Oh,
Red's
never
got
mind.
hammer.
My bad.
So red, a wide
Red.
open draw for 2,
Indeed.
which would give them a 3-2 lead.
All
If
right,
successful.
Got to make the shot. Yep.
Yep. On sheet C, it looks like Dave made the shot.
Indeed.
Yep, and goes up 9-4. Back on their feature sheet, looks kind of like, is he throwing maybe sort of a delicate weight hit?
I think so.
Is this,
Looks like
I don't think
control
the ice
down.
was enough for a freeze.
no, it's a hit, and
Yeah,
I'm going to
Yeah.
roll to the outside a little.
yeah.
No delay in calling for the hit on that stone. That would leave red sitting 2 and be a forced situation.
Yep. On A, Jeff Grech made that draw with ease. In fact, put it more or less on the button. If they hadn't swept, it would have been on the button. So
Back 4, yeah, lovely shot. So that's 2 red.
2 red. So Team Grech is up 3-2 against Hogden Groggy. Mike Dunnam with his last repair and trap to make the only yellow in play go away and force his son to draw for 1.
Sweepers pulled that out early and then just are hanging ready.
And
Nice sweeping.
Yep.
Nice line call. Nice shot.
it's out, and his is sticking in there, so no chance of the blank here.
Nope, it's going to be a force of 1. Or at least a forced situation.
Yep.
Yeah, got to make the shots. Which on this sheet has been pretty reliable.
Who knows, maybe Scott will fling this through by accident and at least steal 2. But I would not bet anything on that.
Nope.
So sheet D is the only one that has not finished, or is not, well,
They're a little behind the pace of the rest of the sheet.
right, in about 10 seconds, they'll be the only one who hasn't finished their fifth in. Routine hit for Scott Dunnam. It goes away. That is going to be 3-1 for the younger Dunnams. Sheet C, furious sweeping from Brian Dauernheim and Courtney Shaw, who are probably not used to sweeping that much, although Courtney's been playing a lot of Vice this year. Sheet D, Team McNeil is about to throw into a thicket. Oh, thank
English
you.
just put another red rock right there in the center. Nice shot. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Thanks. Our operator Todd is on the case here. That looks great.
And you can see that Team English put a second one
Right
in
down.
the 4
Yeah,
foot.
dropped right onto the
It's
top of that.
And it's guarded pretty well.
Oh, yep. It sure is. That long guard is a problem.
Claudad checks in with Dunn and Dunnamer. Did we already have that or no?
I think we did. We had
yeah,
Dunnam
we
and
did.
Dunnamer.
Mark from Butts had Dunnam and Dunnamer.
So
Okay.
similar.
Similar. Erik has been making a lot of the ice this weekend, which we appreciate.
Very much so.
Yeah, in fact, in our game, someone commented early, well, Erik didn't make this ice. And I was just like, okay, but you gotta play the ice that's there. Come on.
All playing the same ice.
That's right.
And in general, we have quite excellent ice here for our Bonspiels.
It's great. Except when I miss, when it's terrible. No. It is
fucking
great.
hard.
All right, Alan McNeil's shot curls it in there. I'm going to have to watch the replay on this to see what we got, and there will be a little bit in there. Oh, missed someone saying Team Bomber go. Yep. Team.
All right.
All right, Sheet D, Alan made one of those go away. I don't think it was ever a chance he was going to get two, so that is a steal of one for Team English.
Yep. Hold on.
So I think Alan did all he could do in that situation.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It was a tough shot, and he made it well.
So back to the sixth end in all of our other games. Actually, the good, the bad, and the Dunnam. Huh. Interesting, interesting one to throw in there from Claudad. Wow, Courtney yelled yes, yes, yes when it left her hand. As you can hear, you can probably hear it without amplification.
Yep.
Because that's how Courtney rolls. Although
they're holding it. I don't know.
Although I played
on a little tick, but not much.
Yeah.
Ooh, just enough maybe.
Nice.
Yep, just enough. Good sweeping. Good call.
Of course, I played on a sheet next to Bruce Black today, so my hearing is probably not what it was about 6 hours ago.
Kyle Conroy sweeping real hard, but not able to hold this rock in on the called shot. A little bit of a flash there on our featured sheet, I should specify.
Calculating for Team Bomber, they score two, give up one. That would not be enough.
They need to make a
Score
move here.
three, give up one, score three more, and they tie, and this is still pool play. Now I don't, let's see, okay, what are the standings here?
I can pull that up over here on the other sheet if you want.
Yeah,
I just
have it right here.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, all of the teams that we're featuring right now are 3-0.
Oh, so this is the winners sheet.
Yeah, this is, so essentially,
which is why we're watching it from the warm room.
Yeah, winners here. Isn't the A event just one game? No, they're.
You're welcome to pull up the draw here if you'd like.
Okay.
I'll leave you to click through that. Have fun.
I think the A event might
The
be.
good, the bad, and the Dunnam.
Yeah, the A event is just one game. So,
Squirtle says hi.
Hi, Squirtle. So if Parent Trap versus Sponsorship Perks ends in a tie, I believe Parent Trap, I believe, would go to the final based on LSD. That would be last shot challenge, last shot draw, and
wanted the roll on that,
and not the hallucinogen.
Right.
Wow.
Is
it that kind of party already?
I mean, it is Saturday.
Yeah. It is Saturday.
Now, Schlanger Danger versus Team
Schlanger
Bomber. Dave has the best draw result. So Team Bomber has to win this game, and that is going to be
an uphill battle.
Very tall ask at this point.
Well, they got a couple of ends to make some magic happen.
Yeah.
I don't think that I can't say it the wrong way.
Just say it.
Dave Schlanger's team is unlikely to make that easy on Team Bomber.
No.
The Potomac Skip Quartet.
Well, Yeah.
I kind of like
yeah.
that. It's like modern jazz quartet.
Well,
except
the
it's-
argument over who would skip was, well, I can't sweep.
There was one team that brought Benjo Del Rente in as a spare for yesterday's games,
That's a sweeping uphill.
and
I don't care
Diamond
who's
State
looking.
brought them in.
Diamond State brought them
Jen
in,
and Paul.
and I said to Benjo, I said, you want to trade for a bit? And he said, I'd have to sweep. I'm like, oh, right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Jamie, I have to tell you, my arms are jelly right now.
Good.
Good.
Means you worked for it.
I did.
And over on sheet A, we're throwing our brooms down out of happiness. Traditional at curling clubs, someone drops their broom, everybody else just holds their arms out and
I hate that.
lets it go.
That is, of all the things I see at clubs, that is among my least favorite.
Obnoxious, isn't
It
it?
is obnoxious, it is loud, it is disruptive, and it can damage the ice.
It can. And of all those
I
things,
do not recommend it.
I love all points except for the ice damage.
So that's one of those things. Some clubs do it and some clubs don't, and I really don't like it.
So-
Yes, I have
Yeah.
opinions. Did you know?
Opinions?
Don't count
From
out
an
Bomber,
FL.
we hear in the chat. Having played Team Bomber yesterday, I would not count them out at all.
Oh, no. Bomber is well in it. And
Yeah.
they came back. They're coming back hard. I mean, 9-4 with
Yes.
2.5 ends to play is not at all. I mean, we did that earlier today. Oh,
Absolutely.
we clawed back from a 5-point deficit twice this weekend.
We did.
It's doable.
We didn't
I'm just
win,
saying
but
that
we
Dave
clawed our
Schlanger's
way
team
back.
is not likely to make it
On,
easy.
No.
on one, we came within about an inch of tying it.
David Schlanger will absolutely make this as difficult as possible,
Yes. Well, and we were playing
as long as you don't need to sweep the rock.
Team of Johnson's yesterday, and we
And
came
we are
within-
not Jim Ruzicka and Jory Buck. We are not counting out Team Bomber at all.
All right,
We'd
trying
love
to
to
get.
see that come back. Actually,
And we
I
have
love
a
a good,
giraffe. And
exciting game.
can I get the camera on us really quick?
Warm
Where is
room
it?
cam.
The webcam, the warm room webcam. Have we done the introductions?
I don't know where that is.
Oh, let's do the introductions. Oh, well, we're not going to because we don't know where it is on the application.
Oh,
I'll find it in just a second.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's here.
I
Oh, there
it
know
is.
who we are. But
So this is our giraffe, Shannon.
hi, Shannon.
And we have our friend Squirtle. We have an FL.
hello.
Introduce yourself.
Oh,
This is Todd.
This is the Todd. And over to our
Yeah,
left,
Bo,
your
come on
right,
in, Bo. Come on,
My,
swing.
my,
Get
my
it-
fellow
get it here.
Duke alumnus, Todd. And
we
There
have
you
a
go.
Bo Doer
that's me,
along with the FL.
right? You may remember me from the shots I missed in the
And
last
that
session.
is about everybody,
So,
including Squirtle.
Shannon's team actually beat us in the last session, but we had fun.
Yes,
It was a
yeah,
fun group
Shannon
to lose
was,
to.
yeah, absolutely.
There we are.
We like to
Hello
play,
again.
we like to have fun,
right.
and
And as I told Shannon, I was rooting for her to make a raise. It was kind of a difficult raise. It was on the second shot of the game because she was playing lead, and how often do leads get to throw that shot? And she got the rock out and barely missed removing the second one. It was a very good effort, Shannon. Giraffe. Oh, she wasn't listening to me.
no.
She can't hear you.
Yeah.
Jamie says Mindy Carlson says it is pronounced Ruziska. And Sarah Hedlund
Ruziska.
says top done, Maverick. I like that. Sarah,
That's a new one, Sarah. Good job.
Sarah, I look forward to seeing you next weekend. When we,
I apologize
Saturday.
to Melinda Ruziska. Carlson.
I believe.
I like this weight on this rock on B. I think it's going to come down and just kind of catch in the backing.
I think so.
Even if it's a touch light,
It is coming down hard. It's
I
going to be
think
pretty
it's-
good.
I think that's
be-
just right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That will
Very
be
nice.
hard to remove.
Yeah, it's not
And
frozen,
also-
but there's.
But it's not behind the tee, so they can't be frozen too either.
yeah.
Sorry, they could be, but not
I-
as effectively.
I think that's in a very good spot.
Yeah, nice shot.
Yeah, Eric Sheets is very happy with it.
Mhm. Jeff Greck on shoot. Oh, no, we can't see him.
Oh yeah, yeah, Jamie, I don't know if you noticed, but Ben Keene is off. His son has a choir thing this
Performance?
Yeah,
Oh.
all country choir performance. I think you
All
probably
country
mean
choir.
all county, but if it is all country, even more congratulations, Ben.
They sing Johnny Cash in 7-part harmony.
Because you're mine. I missed the line.
Oh, nice. Nice. Curling and catch.
Jeff Grech is trying to draw on sheet A. Was trying to draw in, but he's actually going to get a bump
tap up
raise.
seat
I
in.
don't think that's going to
it's
matter.
quite far
though.
enough.
No.
Can we see the top of A?
I'm leaning back to take a look at it now, and people who are much closer to me are also trying to look at it.
Can't quite see it. All right.
Oh, the house.
Take our word for it. Here we
there
go.
Oh, man, that
yeah.
was fancy. I'm impressed, Todd.
Thank you to Mr. Ken for this technology, as always.
Yes, indeed.
Yellow, I think, is definitely line one, possibly
definitely
two.
one, probably two. The
Which
way the
means-
camera's angled, it could be 1, 1, and 1. Thank you, FL.
Of course.
I hear that skeptical giggle.
We have someone asking us for a drink orders, and he's not even a member of this club, but he's an honorary member of this club
We
because
love
he's here
it.
a lot, Mr. Dave Zimmerman.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep. And Dave and I, the bet is officially, for those of us following at home, the Zimmerman-Bellefontaine bet is decided
Oh,
with our 3 and 1. Or 1 and 3, no, the other way. So we will be, later tonight, I will be throwing a $20 bill shellacked to a rock to him.
nice.
The rock is actually right there behind those people's feet.
Okay.
Ordered specially from Brampton, Ontario.
Aw.
Team Bomber with their last shot in on sheet C had a neat little double
I
takeout.
don't hate this double here on
Yeah.
Nice
B
takeout. Woo.
to sit 2.
That was pretty.
Yeah, opens it up.
Yeah.
And
Not sure.
without hammer, I don't hate it.
Not sure how many Team Bombers scored with that. It was at least one. We'll see if they hang the score anytime soon.
That's not important. They know the score.
They know the score. On sheet A, the draw from whoever is skipping in place of Ben Keane.
Andy, right?
Oh, and Andy English, that's right.
Bomber boom from the crowd.
Right.
So even if we don't know what's going on, the audience does.
Well, Andy did not have hammer, so Jeff actually has hammer. It's tough to see how many rods are left sometimes.
Ooh, and here's the up-weight shot.
Ooh, that's got some moxie here on our featured sheet.
Moxie.
Scott Dunnam.
Parking lot weight.
Scott Dunnam throwing parking lot weight right to us.
And
And
for a
Oh, beauty.
my
What a great
goodness.
shot. Well done.
Unexpected double.
Well,
Probably expected for him. He can
Insert
throw the
cowbell
shot.
noises here.
Yeah, ding, 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 ding.
well, as we
Thank you.
said, the Dunnams just, they have shots in their toolkits that
Yeah, the rest of us
most of us in the
reach
room
for.
do not. Yeah.
We call them circus shots. They call it Tuesday. Well, cheers, boys and girls.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Todd. Cheers, Dave Zed.
On sheet A, I will keep you apprised of Jeff Greg's effort here to remove the yellow that,
Hard
And-
yes call.
yeah, Andy tried to bury that around the guards. Looked like he just ticked one. And, oh,
Can we
Jeff,
see it?
Oh,
okay.
Jeff,
Yeah, we're calling a shot you can't see, but Jeff Grech
Just tap,
promoted
double
a
tap.
red in.
yeah, it promoted that in. And apparently I'm wrong. There is one more
And
rod to be thrown.
yes,
Oh,
Team
she
Bomber did score 1.
Okay.
Featured sheet.
Mark
Oh
from
no, sorry.
Bucks.
Team
A little heavy, a little tap maybe. Beautiful
Team Bomber
shot.
got 1, so it is now 9-5. Team Schlanger
All right.
with Hamger.
We'll have Dolly Parton come out and sing for us.
And Parent Trap took one with their hammer shot here on our featured sheet B.
So,
High fives.
High
Jay-
fives all around.
Jamie, Mark from Bucks asked us who was on your Ace Trainer
Trainer
shirts.
shirts.
I think I saw
Ah,
Piplup and
we
Squirtle,
had, so yes.
but couldn't make out the other two.
Bo Doer, what was your Pokemon?
Mine was Gliscor.
And we're going to actually have to ask Bill. Bill's was the only ice rock Pokemon. I don't remember the name, but if you look up ice/rock Pokemon, it is the
Okay.
only one.
And Jamie, you were Piplup.
I was Piplup,
Yeah.
and our friend, who will go unnamed,
That's right.
was Squirtle. And she more or less goes by Squirtle.
She goes by Squirtle. Yes.
And FL is looking up Glaceon. Yes. So our vice/lead, Bill Engman, was Glaceon.
Ben, I have bad news for you. Andy wrecked on a guard, and Jeff has stolen one. Sheet D, we also have something is, let's see, where we are in that end.
That's a lot of rocks.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of rocks in play.
Yeah, sheet D.
Looks like Tuesday.
Many rocks.
George Shirk holding the broom for what looks like a outside draw.
Yes, indeed. George Shirk is vicing today. He was also vicing last night for Emily English. That is not the order listed on their sheet, but that doesn't matter. We're at a Bonspiel. Let's play in any order you all like.
We changed our order after the first game, and
we'll be playing the Bond Squeal at Plainfield.
Oh, you got in. Nice.
Yeah, we got lucky. But we will be throwing our first Lena Hornland into Skip.
Oh, nice.
Right out of the bat.
Perfect.
Have a drink, have fun, hold a broom.
In
roughly that order.
See, that's why we train people to skip on Saturdays, right, Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get Lena skipping. We got Lena skipping for the first time on Saturdays, and Elizabeth, I'm sure, will be a skip at some point. Because, yeah, she is in her first year after coming out as a guest just a handful of times in the spring.
I'm going to briefly interrupt. No point. Never mind.
And she played lead on the TGIF early team that I was skipping, and by the end of the season was bossing me around. And
is that Liz or Lena?
That was Liz.
Oh, Liz. Yeah, Liz, one of our newest members.
Yep.
She started showing up last season on Saturday. Comes all the way down from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Every Saturday, many league nights, and is one of our most enthusiastic new curlers.
Yep.
I love new curlers.
Yeah, and she...
We love you too.
Yeah. we
and
Hey,
FL.
you're not a new curler.
It's only my third year, man.
Newish.
It's my...
I'm officially not new after this spiel.
It's my fourth. My development was stunted a bit by last year because I wasn't that comfortable running around sweeping in a mask, so I did not play quite as much. I wound up volunteering much more than I played last year.
Thank you for volunteering.
Yes.
Oh,
also,
hey,
can we do the volunteer shout out?
We can do the volunteer
Do we have a
shout-out.
hot second to...
This is a good time to do it.
Yeah, so as always, I want to make sure on every broadcast we shout out to all of our volunteers. It is a volunteer-run organization. Nobody gets paid to do anything around here. So the folks who make the ice, who are up at 6 in the morning on their own Saturdays to make ice so other people can play. The folks who work at the bar, the kitchen, slave away in the kitchen all weekend. It's like Thanksgiving level of effort, just so other people can eat and drink. The folks who work the warm room, those of us on the broadcast. Is there anyone else we're missing? Oh, the coordinators. Special thank you to Lori Beatty, Bill Engman, and Topper Waters, who are coordinating the spiel so that 32 teams times 4, what's that math, 128? 128 people, plus, the occasional banjo, can have a good time. Yeah. So, yes, thank you. If you're a coordinator, if you're a volunteer, thank you.
Sheet D, Allen is about to try to thread the needle to score one, or I think just one.
If you're Ken Clark, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Ken
Our
Clark,
technology man who has built the platform you are watching and listening to us on.
Ken Clark, the wizard of the webcast.
Yes. More famously known as Mr. Ken.
Oh, Allen.
Oh, what a nice shot.
Alan
McNeil. Well
rubs
done.
the guard, but it ticks in and scores.
Yep, it sure does.
In fact, Alan looking down the ice almost with a look of shock.
You know what? Sometimes you make the shot you want.
Yeah. Speaking of our volunteers, Ken Ray is actually walking down Sheet D right now.
Ken Ray, the man of the ice crew.
Man of the ice, yeah. He and Erik Clausen.
Yep. We can't see him. He's over on Sheet D.
Yeah. He and Erik Clausen, two people that really make this club run.
Yeah. And it's very gratifying to have people come to our spiels, and I've had 2 or 3 comments this weekend of, y'all have really good ice.
Yes, we do.
And we go, thank you. We work hard on it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jory Buck. Yay, volunteers. In fact.
Thank you.
Y-A-Y.
Thank you, Brian. it's wonderful. Curling is such a grassroots kind of sport, not just for the actual on the ice stuff, but the off the ice stuff. We can't do it without our peeps, without our volunteers.
And what y'all can't see is the warm room with probably more people in it, watching their friends play, having a drink, catching up from spiels. I see you twice a year. Can I get a hug and let's catch up? It's the spirit of curling is the warm room. The spirit of curling is what happens on and off the ice. Getting philosophical. I should stop.
Making me all clamped over here.
Are you getting clamped?
A little bit.
Cool. Success.
Yeah, and we are on Vice Rods on Sheet C, where Team Bomber still trying to make that comeback. Not entirely sure they are in position to get much out of this end, but they're going to take out one red over there. Oh.
Just like an aquarium, don't tap the glass.
Incidentally, in case you're wondering about time, because these games are 8 ends, but with a 2-hour limit, you have to finish your 7th end, which is defined as the last rock coming to rest.
Before 2 hours elapse. Yes.
Before 2 hours elapse, or else you will not play the 8th. Jamie and I played in 2 games where we got to about 1 minute left. And one of them we played the 8th, and it went on for a while.
We would have played, yes, Bellefonte, Ace Trainers versus Virginia. We did have a 25-minute end, 10 minutes of which was just one rock. Otherwise, I think we moved the game along. And etiquette of curling is, ice is an expensive resource. People's time is an expensive resource. Respect the time, respect the ice, keep the game moving.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, that was a 7:30 a.m. game, and I have to point out that while that discussion was going on, I had a very nice nap.
I actually walked out for a coffee and a cigarette and still had time to come back and throw my last rock. And Brian Nodolf is inviting us to come spiel at our club. Brian, what club are you from?
Appleton.
I'm sorry. Brian is an Appleton member.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Right.
Okay, we'll do that if you don't pair us against Tony.
All right. FL, Bo, Todd, and Jamie. I think we've got an Appleton spiel team.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds good.
I believe that is Team Bombers Vice we were hearing yelling hard at us as they are furiously trying to get something out of that rock, and they don't really do it.
Now on sheet B, they threw that red rock and ticked off a guard, but they had a plan B where they rolled over and still took a rock out, so that got a little exciting. I suspect we're going for a double kill here, but we'll see what they really throw. The Vice rock, the first Vice rock here for sponsorship perks.
Ooh.
Looks like it might be hanging a little wide. See if it comes back. All right.
Well, not quite the double, but removes red granite.
And the shooter is also out of there.
56 watching? Wow.
Between that and the approximately 40 people in the club riveted on this action as well. This is quite
There are dozens of us, literally dozens.
It's quite the hot ticket right now.
Hey, man.
Well, Jamie, how many people wound up watching our game that went on way longer than the other ones?
I don't know. I was busy on the ice.
That was when I played in the internal big spiel, and I was subbing for a team. We were playing Jimmy Fallon and his Naval Academy people. And we had the only game that went to the 8th end. It went to skip rods, which we were using then. The entire warm room was watching us do skip rods. We broke into song. We sang Walking on Sunshine as we delivered. And we lost by 1 centimeter.
Wow.
Yep.
Sorry. I'm yanking cords on FL. Thank you for the save.
That's what I'm here for.
Mad at it. Is that all right? Oh, apologize.
It's all good.
Okay.
All good. I'm not fussy.
Cool. Working 9 to 5.
Yeah, on sheet C, I know you don't want us to give up on Team Bomber, but this is looking very difficult right now.
Hurt.
Than to generate much offense out of this. Oh, sheet B, we're about to have a routine Dunnam double takeout, I think. Bonk.
Not just
quite.
quite. The shooter spills and leaves a rock, and now we're down to skip stones on sheet Bravo.
Yes, indeed.
Jeff throwing his first of 2 skip stones over on A. And last of 2 being thrown by the Appleton team. How do we look over on sheet C? I'm kind of curious. So Schlanger Danger sitting 1-2. Schlanger Danger, rather, sorry. So Bomber really needs to make something happen, and it looks like they're just trying for the draw and the freeze. What do you think, FL?
I think they have to.
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to get some points here. You can't give up anymore, and you gotta
So
get
can I ask you?
Sure.
I see this, and I tend to throw a hit-heavy game. Why do you hate the double?
Why do I hate the double?
Yeah.
I just think that you are going to leave yourself open for that hammer shot by Dave, and you're not going to get anything out of it.
Okay.
If you want to get,
I want
if you want to
something
stay
out of this
competitive, you want to keep it tight.
Yep.
You're going to need to get friendly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, and that freeze is right on.
That's a really good shot.
That's a beautiful shot
Really
by
nice shot.
Bomber.
Well thrown. And now
And,
it is not totally frozen, so
Yeah,
it is.
I think
It is hittable.
I think
It
Dave
is.
may pick
If
this
we
out
got the
for
overhead
free.
view, I think we can see it, but can I ask you, Todd, to
Two.
just throw us the top of this? Your bottom right-ish, you'll see the man in yellow,
Yep.
who is most likely Dauernheim, Brian Dauernheim.
It is.
Yeah, he
Cool.
took off his jacket.
Yeah, they just don't want to jam that yellow back,
Yeah.
straight back. Other than that, anything's good here. Remove that yellow
Yeah,
any
and
way
he's pulling
you
his
can.
broom out a little further because as long as he hits the outside of the rock, he doesn't care if he spills, he's sitting 1.
Right, he doesn't care if he sticks around. He just doesn't want to jam that yellow
Yeah,
on.
just get rid of that. And if you go up 12 to 5, or
Right.
10 to 5, or 11 to 5,
Brian, my fellow resident of Vienna, Virginia. So
and quick look, if you look at your left side of the screen, you're going to see Sponsorship Perks' final stone coming down from the top, hitting, and
Yeah.
rolling out, which is not
Blank
the
end.
worst case scenario. Take the
Yep.
blank and keep the hammer.
yeah.
That's the second blank on that end, or on that sheet.
We have handshakes on sheet C.
Yep, so it looks like Mr. Schlanger
Yep.
made his shot
He did indeed. Looks like he took 2.
and took 2, so score of 11 to 5 on sheet C.
Gina McNeil asked if the web stream just went out of focus, and yeah, I think it did. We seem to be having.
Well, come on back.
Yeah,
We'll be back.
Yeah.
And to our Wisconsin friends, you guys
Watch the rest of
absolutely
this.
have won the warm room this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Appleton team has been the most fun broom stack we had
Yeah.
from start to finish. And Mindy says, Minnie is Finny.
Very good. Thank you.
Keep her moving, Brian. Correct.
Keep me moving.
All right, so if Mindy's feed is fine, I'm going to ask Ms. McNeil to check. Did she drop her glasses?
Oh,
No, Gina, ours. Well, okay, whatever
It's
happened
fixed.
is fixed now. Yeah, Gina, ours went out of focus
Yeah.
on what I'm looking at for a brief time as well. So yeah,
And a
not
firm
just you.
attaboy from our Wisconsin friends. Hello, Wisconsin, we love you.
They will. They, I'm sure, will be a force to be reckoned with in whatever
for sure.
whatever event they end up in. So
And they should be dropping into the B event, right? 3-1.
I forget. There's a B and a C
finals
that I
are
think
tonight
are
and tomorrow.
roughly almost kind of parallel-ish.
So the inimitable Bill Engman understands this draw, and he is literally the only one. So we just show up and play where we're told when and how and where to play.
All right, can we see the houses on? Can we see all houses right now? Because sheet we'll be able to see the hammer on B and also
Sheet A
the
is a
hammer
little
on
busy
A,
too, yeah.
which is
all right, here comes the hammer shot for B, coming down with some speed.
Ooh, yeah.
Sweeper's on
that
it.
one's cooking. I think they're
Are they
on.
going to be able to blank, or that's
No,
a
that's
stick
no.
right there?
They're
isn't
going to
it?
peel out. Oh, Andy trying to. There it goes. Yeah.
Unless it
No.
spins back.
Oh,
it's
no,
back.
it did the thing.
Oh,
Did
did it
the
curly cued back
thing.
in?
It did.
Sorry, and if I'm yelling too loudly into the stream, please call us. What's our phone number?
Brian, we're having a good time. Thank you so much.
Oh,
We've
well.
lost 25 viewers. To everybody shoveling 14 inches or not of snow from Wisconsin,
Oh,
thank
dear.
you for sending your folks. We love them. We want you back.
Absolutely.
There are 14 inches
Good
of snow
curling.
in Appleton right now?
We are privileged here south of the Mason-Dixon line not to be shoveling snow in March.
At
Andy English
this
with
time.
the last shot on A,
It's a busy sheet down there.
which has, is there a way he can,
Yeah, absolutely. If he
in
comes
and
around and
pick
just
out
taps that
red.
red back a bit, he can pick up 2 here if he can get there.
good?
Gotta move that red rock some.
I think
A
it's
foot or
coming
so,
in
I think you're good.
okay.
Yeah.
nice shot,
Very
Andy.
nice shot.
And
for
we have a
2.
tie game heading into the 8th.
That's right. That'll be a tie game on sheet A.
Yeah.
Really nice shot there. I have no idea how you can send a photo. I mean, you can email it to me if you want. This is FL, and my email address is.
If you upload it to Imager or some other
Sure.
photo hosting website, you can send the link, and those of us can see it.
I think I may have
Yeah,
blocked you. Sorry.
Brian,
So
I-
we're
I am
broadcasting here. Oh, go ahead.
And Brian, I'm one of the easiest people in the world to find on social media because there are not that many bow doers in the world.
There's also not that many FL Etlins.
Ah, fair enough.
Etlin. Sorry, I forgot your other L. I
ETTLIN.
apologize.
Yep.
Miss.
You can email me etlin@gmail.com.
So-
ETTLIN@gmail.com.
Sponsorship purge now up 4 now up 4-2.
4-2, so they took 1 in the 7th. And a tight game. Shipping
Tight
back
game
and
coming
forth
home.
on ones. And other than the blank, it looks like odd ends and even ends.
Indeed.
So we have some really good games here today. No blow-ups.
Drew says, I believe the last time DC had to shovel snow was 2016. I don't remember how long it
Not
was.
a lot of shoveling in 2016. We had Snowmageddon in 2008.
Yeah.
And we didn't shovel so much as just wait for the warm front.
In 2006, because I remember this vividly because I went to the Torino Olympics, covering that for USA Today. We had a 2.5-year-old at home, and about 3 days before I left, my wife came bounding down the steps and said she was pregnant again. And while I was in Torino, we got probably about 16, 18, whatever inches of snow that she had to shovel her way out of with 2.5-year-old at home and being pregnant. And while, in fact, that was enough that our shed actually collapsed
Oh,
from
wow.
the weight of the snow.
Oh, yeah, there are pictures of that. Folks on the roof.
Oh.
A friend of mine was watching my game earlier, and she just sent the screenshot.
No.
She also pointed out that apparently my body language tries to convince the rock where it should go. Which was some good feedback from Mr. Clausen yesterday, who said, stop leaning and just watch the rock.
We have the hammer coming up on D, by the way, in what is a fairly close game.
Yeah.
D is the hardest one for us to see from a commentary position.
Yeah. So Team English on D, throwing hammer. Oh, we're up to 58 viewers. And what does the overhead on Team D far end look like, if I can ask Todd?
The overhead.
There we go. On the right side of your screen, so Team McNeil sitting 3.
Yeah.
And tightly enough that's a nasty draw.
That really
Yeah,
is.
this
If
is.
you're Team English, FL, like, what are you doing here?
This is nerve-wracking.
I think you gotta. I
You
mean,
try to like bump that redstone back. That's a
that's a long
15-foot
raise.
run back.
I
raise,
think you
right?
draw.
I think you have to draw around
Looks
around
like
all
they're
that
calling
mess,
a draw.
and
because they don't have to get to the button. They just have to get inside that yellow.
and,
do
and
you
they have
just
backing there
do
with
you
that
just
yellow.
stop the bleeding?
Yeah, you just have to get around that red guard. I don't know which direction they're going. They're going the other side.
They're going the other side.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they can always.
All right.
I don't
Shots
know.
off. It's going to be coming from the top down on the right side of your
Maybe
screen
they don't want
in
to come off the
about
wall.
14 seconds.
I probably would have come off the wall side and used that yellow
I
on his
like
back
the
and
wall
done the
side.
draw there.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not coming back off the wall. I don't know.
I don't know what this is.
Well, we're off.
Was she trying to
I mean, she's
hit
drawing.
something? I mean, this
It's got to be a
is-
draw.
And
That's way too heavy.
looks like Allison
I
trying to
don't
push
think
it.
it's
No,
way too
I don't
heavy.
think that's heavy. I think that's going to.
It's just gotta get
That's
in
there.
there.
That's there. That's
Oh, my
there.
goodness.
Go, 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 go! What a shot!
Wow.
What a shot
I
by
thought that was
English.
going
Great
through.
shot.
Oh, War Room explodes,
Insert the
and we're waving at
cowbells
her,
here.
and she just slides back with a smile on her face and goes, "Yeah, it was all right."
So that one is tied. We have two games there, 4-4 in the 8th, which means I'm going to
Wow.
be late to rehearsal, guys.
That's okay. You play bass.
Yeah, no one needs bass. And also the guitarists are just going to be
Just whack
like,
a pipe or something rhythmically.
Yeah, I mean, the guitarists are just going to be, just noodling till about 4:15 anyway. So.
All right, we got a hit coming down on our featured sheet B.
Yep. So you're going to see this coming from the left side of your screen middle. Looks like they're just going to grip that stone on the top of the circle.
Yep, they're just going to replace it with themselves, I think.
Replace it with themselves. I
Place
love that.
it with
And
themselves.
Or, you know.
not quite the double, but the jam. Under a guard, not the best
I didn't even see that
outcome.
double back there because I wasn't paying any attention to that rock on the right.
Replacing with
This is why you and I play Friday.
Uh-oh. Replacing
This is why I
with
play on the late draw on
itself.
Fridays. That's
So
true.
curlers differentiate between competitive curlers and
Social.
filthy casual. Oh, social.
Social
Filthy
curlers.
social curlers.
Yeah,
Ah,
but the
I'm
social,
not filthy. I showered today.
but a lot
You're
of social
filthy.
curlers are very, very good.
Brian, by the way, would love to see the photo you've uploaded.
Yeah. By the way, I messed up on D. I got my colors confused. It is actually Team English is up 5-3. That is not tied at 4.
Here is our picture of the snow.
Oh my God! You know what? I question as a good Canadian boy why I live down here among these heathens in the American South, and then I see a picture of 14 inches of snow in March, and I go, right, I've got to mow the lawn this week.
Oh,
All right,
wow.
Jamie, I need to point out something, though.
it's
Being from
impressive.
Georgia and having spent 11 years in North Carolina,
Yeah.
this is not actually the South.
This is technically and legally the South. The Mason-Dixon line is north of us.
The South begins at the Harley-Davidson dealership on Lee Highway in Fairfax, Virginia.
I love Southerners trying to defend and define the South, other than south of the Mason-Dixon
The
line.
Mason-Dixon line doesn't really mean anything.
Historians, please weigh in on our chat.
Or geographers.
Oh, Marilyn, we're a tricky widget.
Fun fact. You know what? No fun facts on that. We're going to just slide off of American Civil War politics and slide into the near double
Near double.
that got thrown. But
Okay.
if you are team sponsorship perks, you're up 2. They have hammer. They like keeping the open game, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take the force.
On sheet A, incidentally, speaking of takeouts and the like, pretty good shot by whoever is on
Whomever.
Jeff Gretsch's team to really open up the house, and two center guards, I think one from each team, just went bye-bye.
And past tense of draw Proctor says we are mid-Atlantic, which is absolutely the region we're in.
Yes,
And
that is correct.
Melinda, not Carlson, not Ruzicka. Ruzicka? I apologize, Mindy. Suggests there might be curling happening.
Oh, novel concept.
Huh. Y'all want to watch some curling?
Mindy, we are
Let's do
watching.
that.
Mindy, we are watching
That
the
is
curling,
overcooked.
and
That
we will
is
tell you when something of vital interest happens.
not as bad as it looked.
We've already
All right.
established I'm kind of oblivious. I'm going to pay attention to the curling now. I get distracted. I'm like,
Call for the hit and roll, parent trap. No, that is team sponsorship perks. Really just trying to remove red stones. I mean, keep it. I'm surprised almost at the hit. Like, FL as the more experienced skip and
No.
curler.
you keep saying that.
Why not freeze here?
I mean, why not freeze here as the sponsorship perks team.
Yeah, I mean,
You're-
if you're up 2, and they have hammer,
If you freeze, they freeze.
ship them down
Next
to
thing
1.
you know,
Suddenly it's a 2-ender, and
yeah, then you got more work to do. Keep it clean.
keep it clean. Yeah, and I don't hit that roll.
On sheet A, I don't quite understand the call here from Hod and Groggy. Well, I guess they're
Well,
just
remember that
replacing
sometimes
center
the
guard.
call is not always the throw, Mr.
Well,
Dewar.
but no, I was watching where the broom was being held.
All right, and
yeah.
can we see sheet A? Bo is talking about Jeff Grech holding the broom, and on the left side of your screen, calling for the straight hit. And again,
saying remove the center guard that was just thrown.
Team Grech with hammer. So again, all they want to do,
Keep it clean for their draw.
nothing in the house until the very last stone.
Yep, draw for the win.
Trust your draw,
Yep.
take the W,
Exactly.
and move on with
does-
life and have
that
a
does
have
the
a beer
trick.
in the warmer.
Perfectly thrown there. Nice
By your
little
opponent's
take
beer.
out, roll out. Perfect.
Who's this guy? All
Todd,
right.
fine work there with
Todd
the cameras.
killing it with the camera. We are coming back to sheet Bravo, where the shot appears to be the draw under the guard.
Well,
So Team
you gotta
Parent
get your
Trap
2 somehow.
trying to put, desperately trying to put stones in the house that can't be easily removed. And so this will be the last end of play for all teams.
Yep.
However, we're in the 8th end for all teams, so the timer no longer really matters.
Everybody got to their 8th end a lot faster than we did.
All right.
Games.
So
So
Parent Trap stone being thrown. And Kyle Conroy pounding it with the broom, trying to grab the sweep. That looks a little light. I think he might, if he's lucky, he won't run back that yellow.
yeah,
He's
Mike.
gonna
Mike
And they're
take
actually
off it,
kind of like
maybe.
hoping to get the
Yeah, there you
the
go.
roll in. Good sweep.
Wow.
That actually, that absolutely changed the nature of the end.
I
But
see a double.
the quick call here, as you saw the broom being tapped by the skip.
It's either a hit and flop over
I love
or
the
a double.
flop. I love considering 40 pounds of granite does not flop in any meaningful physical way. And yet, as curlers, we
know
call
what
it a
that
flop.
means.
We call it
We
a
call
squirt.
it a
We call it a squeak.
I don't call it a squeak.
On
or
sheet,
a
yeah.
squirt.
On
I've
sheet-
heard it called a squirt.
Obviously I'm out of touch
Okay.
with the younger crowd.
So, on sheet A, Andy English with his first shot for Hod and Groggy tried to draw around a red corner guard that is still there and didn't quite get it into the house. So Jeff Grech, who has 2 shots remaining because he has hammer, is just figuring out, okay, where am I going to put the first one?
All right.
And on sheet D, Alan McNeil is sitting 2 at the
Let's
moment.
get the top-down view so we can, those of you at home who are hear what we say but can't see it, you can now see sheet A and D.
The shot is going to come into frame here on sheet B. It's moving with speed.
Con musica. And looks like they're going to,
This could be a double.
the double is there
Boom.
for sure.
Oh,
no,
wow.
it's up
And as Curling Vic would say, no boom boom, but boom, bang bang, just one bang.
Just one bang.
As also young Sam would say.
Bang Bang, also a song by Green Day.
All right, on sheet A, you're going to see a rock coming down, thrown by Jeff Grech. Oh no! Oh. I think, however, the sweeper. Okay, glorious.
Okay.
I wish you could see it. The sweeper fell, face
First,
down, dropped
yeah.
his broom. However, recovered, threw his broom out of the way, didn't burn the rock, and then got back up to keep sweeping this into shot. So Grech takes the game.
Well, no,
Honestly,
no,
the
not
shot-
done, not done.
Just the point.
Not done.
Just get into
no!
shot rock, but
I'm
a
sorry,
heroic-
Held and Groggy.
a
Heroic effort
That had to have
by
hurt his
Rob
arm.
Young
In fact,
of
yeah, he's,
Plainfield Curling Club.
he is shaking out that shoulder. That had to have hurt his arm.
Oh, he's walking back,
Yeah.
working his arm. So
Yeah.
right now it is an open hit to win. I think Jeff would have much preferred
no.
to bury.
Sheet A.
No, Jeff has hammer.
Oh, I just can't count.
Yep, we've been having that problem.
There is
So
a
this
red
is-
rock hidden right back there next to the scraper.
It was blending in with the scraper.
Yep. So, yeah.
Thank you.
So,
and
yeah.
on sheet B, we're going to watch this stone come down on us.
Uh-huh.
This is
And
the
that is the first of 2 skipped rocks, now that I'm counting stones at the other end.
Yep, for Mike Dunnam.
And a
fourth
downweight hit.
current.
Kyle Conroy sweeping the ever-living love out of it.
And he's
But,
holding it.
Trying to
yeah,
hold that line.
They're holding
almost
it.
over-holding it. I kind of want that to curl a bit more.
I do too.
I don't mind to split it up.
I don't hate the split, but I would. Yeah, you know what? Don't give him backing.
Yep,
Let him throw it in open
Okay.
house.
They are line 2.
they are.
And look over
Just
on
barely.
sheet D. You're going to see the stone coming from the top.
There have been some heavy
Oh,
hits.
right
to
through.
pop and clear.
Wow.
That is a hitter's battle. Because there's just enough of a port there where the last, I've been keeping an eye on that, the last 4 or 5 shots have just been hit,
tick, tick.
hit.
Yep.
All right, and on sheet A, Andy English has to do something here to get the steal and the win. Or the blank and the tie, which I don't think would be intentional.
Well,
They're
here
working
comes
it, working
his final
it.
shot.
working
Sweeper is sweeping.
Working it, and
The boop,
Boom,
and then
it
the
goes.
stick. So Ogden Groggy, sitting shot, but the open hit now
yep.
for Team Greg.
Because that was good work by their front ends
Jeff
to
Greg
keep that open.
is actually the greatest sweeper in the world,
Okay.
according to the North American Sweep-Off Championship at Ardsley. Cool duck.
Really?
Jeff Greg actually got one of those brooms that tells you how hard you sweep and
That's
pitted
pretty
himself
cool.
head-to-head against everyone else who swept,
Wow.
and he was the best. And remains
The best as far as force on the broom, or the best as far as
Power. Jeff Greg is synonymous with power.
I like the way you say power.
Power.
Well, Jeff Grech is not using his sweeping here, just using his, just going for the fairly routine open hit and stick. Now, if he hits and rolls out, it's a tie.
Oh,
gosh.
no ties. No ties today. I want to see that extra end.
We're not in the playoffs yet.
No. And, normally at Spiels, I think this one's good. I think this one's going to go, it looks a little skinny.
They're
No,
good.
but
He's
that's
good.
stuck around. Jeff Grech with
Yep.
the W on sheet A versus Ogden Groggy.
Okay,
That was a heck of a game over there.
that was. Okay, so sheet B, our feature game, will be the next one to finish, I believe. On sheet D, incidentally.
Why don't we pull down to sheet B where the rock is in motion?
Yep.
And it is our feature. There we go. And we're going to view it from the other end in just a hot second. It looks a little light, so I'm going to describe
sure
it to you,
does.
baseball announcing style.
They
It
think
will
it's
come
four
through the
person
top of your
sweep.
screen.
Four person
For a
sweep.
full team sweep. They're coming down,
And
and it
it's
does
Does it out-count
not
the
out-count
other one?
red.
Red is
It's
counting
second
one.
shot,
It
though.
is second shot, yes.
It is second, but
Well, if I'm red, yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
right
could
now,
win
This
red
is
it.
a
down
hit.
2 with shot. All, I mean,
that out
so I'm
and
going to say, and
stay.
Andrew, my vice isn't here, but my lead is, the easiest shot is that 8-foot draw, which I
But
gave
two?
up 9 points this weekend in 2
But
games.
here's
Okay,
the
but-
thing. You get the tie out of that.
yeah.
Don't you want the win?
Don't you want the win?
How do you get, are they going for the W?
I don't know. If they want, I mean, they're holding the ice for a
Yeah, it
2-point
doesn't
draw.
look-
Why
I
don't
mean-
we grab Billiam Engelman and ask which of these two teams has the best lead shot
Oh,
draw? So we
no,
have a
I have
tiebreaker.
that right here.
So
it
of
is Parent Trap.
So Parent
yeah,
Trap wins with a tie.
That's
I see.
right.
This is some soccer shenanigans.
Oh,
right
wow.
here.
Parent Trap would win with a tie.
Wow.
USA wins 0-0.
Nice hit on A, says Richard Cowan. Yes, it was.
That's what I liked as well, Mindy, is that very call, but they've reminded me that a tie goes to the runner here.
Hit that
Nice.
yellow out and leave your rock around is actually one of my favorite Bell and Sebastian songs.
They're sweeping.
That is
That's
light.
a
Oh,
That
three-person
is
yeah,
light.
sweep.
Mike
No,
Dunnam
that
is no.
immediately gets up
I'm
and
not going to
sweeps
call
that.
it, but that is done. I'm going to
that's
call it
an
now.
overcurl
Sponsorship
even if he gets
Chris
far enough.
Oh,
takes it on a,
No, that's not gonna work
my.
out.
Kyle Conroy shaking his head. One of my favorite curlers in the club. Yeah.
That's going to be
4 to
1 point
3.
doesn't do
What
it.
a
4 to
matchup
3.
between the Dunnams.
So sponsorship
Wow.
perks.
Sponsorship perks pulls
Go.
this out.
And go the Dunnams.
All right, so we are left with one game in
Yeah.
progress. We're down to the final 2 stones
Yeah,
of the
and
end.
I
English
watched
McNeil,
this.
a Potomac grudge match.
I did watch this, so I can tell you what happened. Sheet D, Alan McNeil with, or
The
I guess it
real
wasn't
deal
Alan with his
with
first.
Alan
I guess it
McNeil.
was George with his last. No, I'm sorry. Whoever was throwing for Team McNeil had a little bump that rubbed into the house, but fortunately, but then it was taken out by either Emily or George. This is, and then, so Al McNeil has to get his last 2 rots to stay in there to get the tie.
And who wins the tie?
Honestly, a tie.
Right
would-
now, English up, throwing the penultimate stone.
Yeah.
And can we get the overhead on the house?
Team McNeil has already tied one in this event.
So,
they,
red just needs to prevent 2.
Yeah. McNeil is 1-1 and 1.
Excuse me. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask our agent in the field, Mindy or Melinda Carlson, what's your call here?
Well,
And
the rock is underway.
The rock
so
is in path. You're going to see it come down through the top of your screen here in just a hot second, and
Yeah.
it looks like
This would
it
run
has a
McNeil
chance.
out
If
of
they
rocks.
pop
Yep.
that yellow out, the game is done.
Yeah, they would run them
If
out
they
of rocks.
flash,
Oh no!
what you're about to
They're
see
done.
they have, now we might have a tie game.
and
so
did we figure out
team-
who was the?
Oh, and between McNeil and English.
Yes.
So we have
Well, that's what I was saying.
Thank you.
What I was saying. Team McNeil already has a tie, so they are 1-1 and 1. Team English is 2 and 1. So Team
so
English
a
for
tie
the record
doesn't help
has
McNeil.
Right,
So this game is over. Well, 1-1 and 1 is better than
right. They'd be 1-1 and 2.
yeah.
And Hogden Groggy just
for the
lost.
tie.
Oh, in fact, this does help McNeil because Hogden
Yeah.
Groggy came in 1-1 and 1. So, and they have a much better draw. So if Team McNeil scores 2, they would finish ahead of Hogden Groggy.
Unlike most normal sports, curlers like to we like to overthink things.
Yes, we do.
FL is giving me the side eye on that one, but she knows I'm right.
All right, here comes our rock.
Yep,
The
you're
final
going to see
rock
this
of
walking
this
through your
draw.
screen. I
We
like
really-
it. It's
Steve-
a little
Stephen and
hot.
Laura.
It's a little hot.
It is
Stephen
a little
and Laura
hot, but it's
are
got
watching
backing
it.
of itself
George
if it
is
can sit
gonna
down.
George Shirk trying to sweep
sit
that
it down.
out.
There
That
you
will
go.
sit 2 for the
yellow.
tie.
Tie game, Al McNeil.
And Team
All
McNeil
right.
wins 5-5.
All right, this is Bo Dewar saying goodbye. I have to go to rehearsal.
Good
Thank
night,
you,
Bo
Bo.
Dewar.
We
Thank
really
you, Bo.
appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
everybody, thank you
Little
so much
fist
for
bump, and thank you,
tuning
Bo, for
in
curling
here
with me this
with
weekend.
the Potomac Curling Club's
Thank you,
webcast
Todd.
for
Thank
the-
you, FL.
Thank you.
Edlin. Miss Edlin, as I was told. And thank you to our viewers. And once again, thank you all the volunteers and the players of this weekend.
And the spectators. What a
And-
great warm room.
Right?
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll be
Love
back
the
here in a
Atmo.
little bit for the next draw. Feel free to tune back in, and we'll talk to you then.
We'll be here. The real deal with